What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet relationship and breakup coach. Today's topic: this is exactly what motivates an ex to come back to you. Now, this is definitely one of the most popular questions that I get on this channel, and I just noticed I don't have a dedicated video addressing this. And a lot of people are thinking, like, what in the world would make my ex, this person who today wants nothing to do with me, they don't want to talk, they don't want to text, they don't want to have conversations, they don't want to see reason, what will make them go from that to changing their mind or wanting to work on the relationship? And I'm going to explain that to you here in this video. My hope is that after you watch, you take the knowledge and you apply it to your situation. This is not just about watching. I talk to so many people in my coaching calls and they've watched the videos, but they're still not doing the action. So again, pay attention and we'll understand what is going on in your ex's mind and what brings them back. And please apply it to your situation. So let's just jump into it. So I'm going to start with a quick story because the other day I went to a networking event here in Houston, probably about 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday. And it was about 6 p.m. And I wanted to go because, I wanted to try to meet some new like-minded people. I think the name of the group is, young professionals or something like that. And my goal was, okay, how can I go in here, meet some like-minded people, make some new friends, and just make some good connections, okay? No real expectations. Basically, since I've been 100% focused on this channel for the last couple of years, I don't get the day-to-day opportunities to network with professionals. So anyway, that was my goal. And so I put on my suit, tried to clean up as best as I can. Totally different outfit than my typical. So I get in there and I start meeting people, shaking hands and whatnot. And what I noticed fairly quickly, which again, I haven't been in these scenes for a little while since I've been doing this and doing what I do now. And so I'm in there shaking hands and I noticed fairly quickly, it's always, who are you? What do you do? Who are you? What do you do? What do you do? And so on and so forth. And quickly, the understanding dawns on me that everyone's trying to figure out as quickly as possible, what can you do for me? And if you look at it that way, it may sound a little negative, it might sound pessimistic, but deep down, I think we understand this when it comes to professional networking gatherings and things like that. Everyone is looking to see, how can you be useful to me? What does this connection or what does this relationship do for me to help me get to the next opportunity, maybe to the next career or the next business goal so I can make more money and take care of my family and so on and so forth. And hopefully, if you make a good connection, you both can help each other grow. See, it's very easy to understand this on a professional level and not even bat an eye because it makes sense. Why else will you go to these events if you're not trying to make meaningful connections? It's like people can understand that professionally, but we don't apply the same logic to personal relationships because you may say, oh, that's too transactional, right? You want your ex or people that you're in relationship with to be completely benevolent, to only be looking after your interests. And a lot of times that's just not the way it works. Your ex and everyone else, even in personal relationships, as kind or as loving as they may be, deep down, they're asking themselves their question, what can you do for me? How does this relationship serve me? And that's the truth, even in your love life. And again, it might be challenging to accept and embrace, but if you can step back for a second and embrace this, it's very easy to understand why your ex is doing what they're doing currently. Deep down, they feel that they can get a better opportunity somewhere else. they feel that this relationship is not serving them or it's not adding value to their life, and that they are the only ones that is giving. Now you may say, well, I'm the most generous person. I did this for them. I did that for them. I'm not saying that you didn't. From your ex's perspective, whatever it is that they're seeking, either emotionally, from a self-esteem perspective, or maybe some of the things that you're demanding from them, they feel they're not getting a good bang for their buck. This is exactly what causes breakups. Okay. And like I said, a lot of people struggle with this, but that's just the truth. And so the reason I mention that, and I'm stressing that, is that a lot of times people do not want to accept where their ex is at. You want to try to manipulate the situation, especially with words. You want to try to have a conversation. You want to talk. You want to send them a letter. I get that all the time. Hey, let me just send them a letter. And what you'll figure out is, like, it's almost like you're in a car, slammed on the brakes, and you're still slamming on the pedal at the same time. There's a lot of action. Like, you're gonna feel like you're doing something. The tires are spinning, but you're going nowhere. You're not making any actual process. I get people that have conversations with their ex. They go deep about all of the issues in the relationship and being vulnerable, taking ownership. I did this, I did that. And your ex sometimes will be receptive. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you finally get it. And they'll say all of these things, but you'll notice that the bottom line never changes. The bottom line that they want to be separate. They want to go their own way. And you have to embrace this first, so you can know why you must give your ex the time and the space. It's necessary. The beauty of Mother Nature is that attraction is not a choice. Someday in the not so distant past, maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever, your ex met you, they saw you, and they thought, wow, this person is amazing. This person is my person. Okay, so your ex can get to that point again because they've done so before. You just need to stop interrupting. It's almost like, your ex, for example, let's say they're deciding to leave you, but you got to understand there's still some emotions or feelings there, probably buried beneath the surface. And they may do whatever they can to mask those feelings. And right now they may feel great or good about moving on with their life. That is definitely a thing. But even if your ex is stubborn, it's almost like trying to hold out a spoon, right? A spoon is very light. It doesn't hold a lot of weight, right? So they can hold out a spoon for 5 minutes and it's probably not a big deal. But if they're holding out the spoon for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, at some point, their arm is going to fatigue. They're going to start to feel the pressure and the pain. And you don't have to do anything, right? Their own, pain and the lactic acid going into their muscle is going to start firing up the alarms. Like, hey, do something, drop the spoon, right? It's the same thing with those emotional feelings that your ex may try to suppress with partying, hanging out with new people, dating new people. Okay, if there was a deep connection, you were kind, you were loving, you added value to their life, they are holding out a spoon. And again, allow them battle with themselves. It's not something you need to interrupt. Remember, there's no relationship that ever existed on this planet Earth where both people didn't feel like they were getting something out of it. And you cannot force feelings, right? They are there initially, and then they can build over time in your absence. Very important to remember. I want you to think about this for a second. Let's say that, a total stranger, right, that you have no feelings for, you're not attracted to. Let's say they're 800 pounds. Again, this is not to diminish anyone who's that weight. Hopefully they're working on themselves. But, an 800-pound stranger you're not attracted to, you don't find their lifestyle healthy. They are sending you letters. I love you. You're the best thing since sliced bread. I just want you to give me a chance. I can show you. I can take care of you. A lot of times that's not going to have any impact on you because you're not emotionally engaged. You're not attracted to them. This is where your ex is at. In the video I made about the best no contact framework, I'm going to link that here. Check that out if you haven't already. We talk about some of the stages that your ex will go through to fall back in love. And right now, a breakup is stage 0. When someone is in stage 0, they're not emotionally open to you. They're not receptive to your advances. Their attraction is low. So there's nothing you should be doing or saying to raise their interest. It will not work. Okay? You might watch other videos or people telling you, oh, write an apology letter. Doesn't work that way. There's only very few circumstances that I've seen, and it's usually when you were the toxic one. You did really negative things. Okay? A lot of times during breakups, you internalize everything and you blame yourself for everything. That's not the situation where you should be apologizing. All right? Cheating, being dismissive, disrespectful, things like that. Okay, but if you're not sure, definitely book a call and talk about it first. Do not give yourself excuses to, oh yeah, I'm definitely the one that should be writing letters. In most cases, you need to stay away. So you might ask yourself, all right, coach, all right, I'm gonna stay away, but what can I do? What can I do to make her come back or to make him come back to me? Well, what you have to do, first of all, is to stop trying. What people fall in love with most times is who you are, right? Your identity, who you become or who you were, right? And so a lot of times, if you can just focus on rebuilding your self-esteem, building up your life and making some improvements, improving that self-respect, that voice in your head that's telling you to chase them and you say no and you quiet the voice. A lot of times that in itself creates the type of person that your ex is attracted to. The type of person that your ex looks at like, wow, I would be lucky to be with them. But it's a step-by-step process. And a lot of times when you're trying to rush and you're trying to manipulate and you're trying to control everything, you just end up frustrating yourself and turning your ex off in the process. So what makes your ex actually come back and have a change of heart is their own internal desire. Their own internal desire is way more powerful than anything that you can say. And if you give them space, a lot of times their mind will go to work and they start questioning. They start wondering if you've moved on. Right? That's how powerful this is. But your ex needs to feel like it was their decision. They are choosing to do this. They want this. And then they'll be more excited to come back to you. Anyway, if you have any thoughts, comments, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. It truly means a lot and it costs you nothing. Thank you so much for doing so. If you know anyone that would benefit from the content on this channel, please share this video with them. Subscribe as well so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much for doing that. If you want to talk to me about your situation, the quickest way to do so is to click the first link in the description and we can talk about it. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.